Hi guys, welcome to episode 13 of Let's Play World Adventures. We just actually arrived in France, and I do want to apologize. I didn't catch the French intro, so it has a really nice intro just like all the other countries, but I missed it. It was my own fault. Anyway, we're actually right here. I've got it on pause. We're in front of the base camp. It's not as elaborate as the China base camp, but I do like it because it's pretty simple, pretty easy to maneuver around. There is a third level up here. I don't think you can actually get to it. It's just there. I think it's mostly just to house the roof. Anyway, down on the first floor, they do have, of course, a full kitchen back here. They've got the nice little sitting area with some books, and there's a bathroom and just a community bedroom. It's fine when you're coming by yourself, but if you're coming with somebody else, you might want to have something a little bit more private. The second floor is pretty much all private bedrooms and a couple of private bathrooms, or semi-private. So it is actually very easy. If you go into map view and you want to take a look around, you can see that it's real close to the center of town. You've got the different markets. You've got the, of course, the bookstore. We have a relic store. You've got your general store, and then your cafe, just like all the other ones. Alright, now we're going to go back over here to our Sims. We brought Lucretia. I really don't know why, but what we're going to do is we're going to send her to stay right here at the base camp and let her start studying. With Kevin, he is ready to go ahead and get on his adventure. It says, Chateau Sims appears to be a beautiful countryside town, but there's no time for sightseeing now. The nectar merchant knows the answers Kevin Marshall seeks to forever cure the curse of the Dragon Cave. Don't read. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into map view. We could go down here into opportunities and we can just click on discuss journal, or you can go to map view and you can find the merchant. He's right here. And I think just because we did that, actually it's a she this time. So we're going to actually stop her and find out about this diary.
Sasume bonita. Shipo. Nibagi?
Okay. What? You say you've come here on a mission from Shang Simla? Why, that's on the other side of the world. I remember this James Bond from the journal. I believe he got into a fight with Monsieur Landgraab and rescued some woman or something. Who knows? Speak to Amy oh, I can't even say her name. Lefebvre, who is a direct descendant of Landgraab's. I don't know how to say the name. I just butchered it completely. Alright, we're going to go ahead and ask about the affair. One thing you're going to notice about this town, I'm going to go back up and look, it's much easier to maneuver and get around than China. Everything's right there off the road. It's very simple. So even though it's basically the same size, to me it feels smaller because it's more convenient. Now she's probably going to decline until we become a little bit friendlier with her. You kind of run the risk. You never know what they're going to do, whether they're going to respond to you or not. But we'll find out real quick. And then this is going to send us, hopefully, onto the main part of the adventure. Oh yeah, she doesn't like that. So let's go ahead and let's introduce ourselves. It says maybe I should get friendlier with Amy before attempting this again. Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and get to know.
Zeep. Sasha Mahi. Neck. Stew.
Okay, he's talking all about spaghetti. I'm sure she's just excited about that. Compliment her home.
Novo.
Now if you use the special interactions, it actually boosts it a little bit higher.
Blopney Yipto son.
So that's just a nice little trick there. Discuss adventures. We have actually a little bit higher than I thought, so we're going to go ahead and ask about it and see what happens.
Yurgo Bibadao. Pama Zeeb.
Okay, we want to earn our level 1 visa, absolutely. I'm not really too interested in pursuing the France adventures right now. I want to save them until we actually start. Every one of the countries is basically telling a story. Egypt has probably the strongest storyline, but each one does, and they follow that story. I really don't want to get into this one until we come to France for a longer time. Okay, so that was fine. It says, greetings, Monsieur. Yes, my grandfather spoke often of this James Bond. A bumbling fool that one was. I believe I can help you locate your missing keystone. After all, I would hope the people of Shang Simla would do the same for me, but I require certain favors. I very much love opal. It's a beautiful gem, is it not? Bring me one piece of opal and I shall grant you access to the vault holding the keystone. Alright, hopefully we kept our opal, but we didn't. I don't think we even got one. But we're going to look and see. I'm going to put it on pause just because I don't want to waste time. You can go to this one right here. It's showing that we've got one, but I'm going to show you what happens. It's actually underneath the ground. So you really can't get to it, and you have to have that tool from China to smash these boulders. So that one's misleading. Don't fall for it. Yeah, it is a very big area, but like I said, with the easy convenience of the roads, it just goes much quicker. Since we don't see one, the best thing to do is to head over to the relic store, and let's go ahead and take him off of pause, and worst case, we'll just buy a piece of opal. We've already reached visa level 1, so very quickly we've hit our French level 1 visa. That's fine. When we come back for the actual first adventure, it'll be pretty interesting and we'll be able to stay a little bit longer. Alright. Now, this is all basically set up around the square, and it's... sometimes I get confused because the buildings all start to look the same, but let's see what happens here with her. Alright, you need to go ahead and tell him what to do. Okay, he's going to see what he can buy, and we want the opal. I don't think she said that it would have to be cut. Let's see what we got. And you can see all these relics back here. It's kind of some of the things that you're looking for. All you can do is view them. You can't actually pick any of them up. Alright, let's see. Please be in here. We don't want to wait for it. It's not looking good. Alright, I'm going to go back up. I don't think we're going to get opal this time. So we may have to wait to see if we can find it. That's fine. Let's go ahead and go on back up to map view and just take a look, see if it shows up. This is one of the houses that you can actually buy as a vacation home. It's pretty big. Okay. No opal. Nothing's showing up. Just that one, and I know we can't get to it even though I wish we could. Let me just double check. I'm 99% sure you have to actually have that tool to smash and get under the ground. Sometimes it's hidden right around the side though. Yeah, that's why I wish we had had that tool. This trip would have been so much quicker. But we would have had to go down into that. There's a tomb, and it actually leads you to another one that you're going to have to explore. Okay. So it looks like we're not going to be lucky with opal. What I'm going to do is go back to him, back to Kevin, and in one of these buildings, and I believe it might even be this one right here. No, it's not this one. There's an area up above one of these markets that you can actually find a gem, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's my imagination, but I thought I saw one where you could find one. But we're going to go to the bookstore. There's a couple of things we haven't done. We didn't do it in China yet, and while we're here, we'll just do it now. In each of the countries, you have different recipes that you can learn. So we're going to go over here, and at least we're going to buy them. Oh, she's grasped the basics of cooking, so she's hit her level 1. I'm just kind of letting her do her own thing. She's on high free will, so she can take care of her needs as she sees fit. Okay. The recipes that you would want are back over here, and you've got 4 of them. They do get pricey. But if you have a sim that's going to be going through the cooking skill, and they have one of those wishes to learn all the different recipes, then you're going to need them. That is going to kill a lot of our money, but we're taking it anyway. Okay, while we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at, let's see, the cafe. He's not hungry enough yet, but we could go over here and look at the general store, see what they have to offer for us. And that's one of those routing errors. It has to go all the way around and come back, which is fine. Alright. Here's the general store. You can buy your tents. You can buy all the different things that we would normally get. There's a few extra things that they have here in France that they don't have anywhere else. I'm not really that interested in buying too many of them. I probably should have held off on the recipes, but we don't have much else to do today, so we're going to go ahead and let him look. Up here, there's nothing on the second floor, and then on the third, nothing here either. I swear I thought there was a workout room. We could get a treasure chest, which I normally do. You could buy the Kenspo, which is like a Vespa, and you could buy the incense holder. But since we're going to be coming back and exploring France, I think we're just going to hold off on all of those items. We're really just here to enter into this one part of this quest, and then we're done. Okay, going back, it looks like we have no luck with Opal. Except for that one. It's not helping us at all. But if not, we have something else we can do that will keep us from wasting our time. I just look one more time. Alright, that's enough. Over here, it's way up here actually, this is the actual nectary. I'm going to send him up here to the nectary. And the reason is, in France you'll have the opportunity to harvest some grapes, and the only place you can get them is of course in France. So he has the option to also buy a nectar maker, which is their version of wine. And then you can actually buy some of these grapes, you can grow them back home, and you can make money off of selling these these nectar bottles. We're going to be collecting quite a bit of them, and you can make a lot of money off of those nectar bottles. Okay. Very nice countryside. It's not as detailed, it's not as, the graphics heavy as China was. Okay, there is the nectary, but we don't want to go in the nectary, so I'm going to stop him before he actually goes in. What we were looking for is actually right over here on the side, and it takes a minute to load. Okay, you'll see that as it's coming up, we've got all these different grapes here. When you click on them, some of them you can harvest and some of them you can't. It just depends on if they're ripe. So I'm going to go ahead and have him come on over here. He can pick up as many grapes as he wants. He wants to learn to make nectar. Again, I would love to promise all this, but we're not going to be here long enough for him to do that. We're probably going to be here a couple of days at best, and then we're going to be heading back, which was why I probably should not have brought Lucretia. But that's okay. She is still reading her book. Apparently she's doing fine on her needs, so that's great. This nectary has quite a bit that you don't see at this point. We're going to get an adventure that's going to take us through this entire area. And once you see how big this thing gets, it is a massive area underneath. So you can kind of see right here where you can go down. But these are the nectar makers. And if he wants to come over here, he can actually add fruit, and he can start making his first bottles of nectar. You can also buy any of them if you want. You can purchase nectar and you can see what they have. I never let him buy it because once you start going into these tombs in France, you're going to end up with so much that you have no point to buy them. Okay, looking upstairs in this nectary, if you don't want to stay at the base camp, you can come right over here and stay. It has everything you need, except it does not have a working kitchen. But if you are over here and you want to sleep in one of these beds, that's entirely up to you. It's all a community lot, so it doesn't really matter. It does have some things underneath, but we're not going to go into that yet. I'm sorry, I take that back. It does have a kitchen, but it's not a full kitchen. It doesn't have an oven. So you do have something you could actually eat, and it wouldn't cost you any money. So definitely worth the while. While he's here, we might as well just have him eat, and then let's go back and see where Lucretia is and what she's up to. Oh, she's just sitting right up there in the front of the base camp, actually just standing, reading her book. Why she didn't go inside, I'll never know, but that's okay. On the back of this area, this is the base camp still, and you have, of course, a little fire pit out here. It's very nice. The only problem is, of course, if you happen to be a celebrity, this can be annoying. The paparazzi will be all over the place for you. Alright, let's go back into map view, see if Kevin has any more opportunities for opal. If not, when we wake up, and I'm going to send him to bed after a little while, but when we actually go back in the morning, we'll check, see if anything has come around the land. If not, we'll go back to the relic dealer, and we'll try. I wish we could get to that one. The cemetery also has some interesting stuff too, but we're going to get an adventure that will take us there. Okay, I don't think he actually harvested very many grapes, but that's okay. We're not ready to actually start doing any nectar making, so at this point it's fine. I do like that we've got this little train station, the railroad tracks. I wish there was a train that would go through here. I don't know if there's an animation that does that or not, but it's pretty interesting. Got a little train there. Just a nice little detail. And you can't go in it, but of course it's just something that looks good. I've searched for the Eiffel Tower because I've seen it on the back of the box, and I think you might have to place it. I could be wrong, but apparently there is one in the cheat window that you can pull it up out of, I think, Vitebug. There's a lot of little gardens here by the houses. You can go and actually harvest some of their stuff, which I do occasionally. But at this point, I'm going to cut back out, and we're going to come back when it's morning time and see if he's ready to go find this opal and get started on the adventure. So I'll be right back. Okay, 3 days later, he finally found some opal. The problem was it would never show up. We went back and forth to the relic store, never got there. So finally, he actually went out. We found an excavation site, and he started excavating, and that's when he found it. So that's a good hint. I ended up buying him a lifetime reward, which I didn't want to do. It's the collection helper. It comes in handy, so it's not that bad, but I thought, well, maybe that would help us find something. It really didn't do anything. It was actually the excavation site that made the big difference. So if you run into that problem and you don't have the boulder smashing tool and the relic store doesn't have the opal, that's just another way that you can actually get it. So now he's on his way to go and deliver this, and then hopefully we'll be able to move on into the actual adventure that we're supposed to be doing right here. We're on day 4 of 6, so we should have plenty of time. And let's see, based on his needs, yeah, he's fine. He had just gotten out. It took him, he had a late night. We had 3 zombies show up last night. All they did was they came into the base camp and crawled into beds and went to sleep. So they did try to attack Lucretia, but she just kind of ignored them. She kept going about making dinner, and they went to bed. It's pretty interesting.
Zibadu. Uh-huh. Ushwa.
Okay. Look how it shines and glimmers. I have not yet decided what I shall do with the opal, but that is not your concern. Now you seek the keystone. The hidden vault is now unlocked for you at the Landgraab Chateau. Go there to find the keystone of James Bond. Okay, we are on our way now, and to find the chateau, he made some money off of that. That was pretty good. Just go up into map view, find the little star. You can actually stay out of map view and just click it when it shows up on the screen, so it doesn't really matter. But hopefully now we'll be able to finish this up. We did get an opportunity to do the first adventure here in France, and I went ahead and locked it in, but I didn't want him to do it because, like I said, I was trying to hold off until we actually come to France for our set of adventures. This one that we're going on, see if I can get the camera to show it. This chateau is big, and it has multiple adventures all throughout. So the first one we're going to do, it's pretty simple. It's the first time I did it, it just was absolutely frustrating. But it's a huge, huge place, and well, of course, once you get up here, it all goes down. But there's just so much to it. Normally, you would want to go right here to the front, but that's actually not where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this and show you the best way to get into this place is to go around to the back. And you got to be careful because there's traps both inside and out. Over here in the bushes, you've got to look carefully. You're going to find a way to deactivate some traps, and it's right there. So I'm going to have him come over here. He's going to go all the way around. He's going to inspect, and then hopefully these traps that you see will be disactivated. Now there was this big massive boulders right here. If we had the boulder smashing tool, we could actually clear that, and there's more for us to do there. Again, this is a tomb, and I hate to call it a tomb because it doesn't really look like one, but this is a place that we're going to come back to repeatedly. It would help if I took it on pause. Let me speed him up to make up for that. Alright. And he is deactivating something. Yeah, these are the traps you don't want to actually set off. Okay, once he does that, we can now go right up here into the door. There are several doors on the outside, and you won't be able to go into any of them. This is the only one you're going to be able to get to on this adventure. I take that back. I think there is one other way to get through, but it really doesn't do much for you. Okay, there's two different ways. This door is locked, and we don't have any way to get into it at this point. This is the only one that we can go through. Now this is where you got to be really careful. You can look at the floor and you can see all the different burn marks, so you know that there's traps. And remember, there's traps not only on the floor but also on the walls. Okay, you can go through either one of these doors. I believe it's these right here that we need to go through, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. Now be careful. When I see anything on the floor like that, I know there's something here to deal with. So let's go ahead and inspect that. It's hard to see through these tubes. Go ahead and speed him up again. Okay, obviously he has found the trap. He can't cross it, but he can try to disarm it. And apparently this is one that he cannot disarm. Okay. There's no way you're going to be able to disarm this one. So that means that we probably should have gone through this door instead. So let's try this one now. Oh wait, no, never mind. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. That's not the door we want. We do want this. Again, remember when I said check these things? Let's pull this guy out, and we can actually set him on top of that trap, and we'll be able to disarm it. Okay, I thought I said to pull it far. That wasn't far. Okay, that's fine. Now let's pull it one time. And now you can push it right on top of that trap. Alright, by doing that, we now have access to the staircase, which is what we really want. There is a door over here that you could go through, but you'll need this key to get into it, and we don't actually have that keystone. So you'll get that once you get another adventure here in France. Okay, there's really... Did I go to the right one? Yeah, okay. There's all kinds of traps here, so let's go ahead and inspect this here. And of course you can see they've already started to show up, and we've got all these traps to deal with. Alright, he's going to need to try to disarm this one. No way to disarm that one, and there's no way to disarm this one. So apparently we are going to have to find a way to set it. Okay, let's go up here. Oh wait, no, don't do that, don't do that. You're going to go right across the trap. Yeah, I think we had to go up to the next floor. You can attempt to cross, but he's going to actually get fired. He's going to get burned by that. He can't disarm this one either. Okay, this must be the other one that we need to go through. That's okay, we've at least got it set up for now. Alright, let's try going through this door. I know it's one of these two doors that you go through, and there shouldn't be anything on this floor to worry about. Yeah, this is the one. I'm sorry. I knew there's a staircase. There's two different ones, and if you go on that other one, you have to wait till you get the quest. But we really need to go up. We didn't need to go to the second. We need to go to the third floor. So you'll get to do this again once you get the adventure in France, but at least you've kind of seen that you're going to have to unlock a few things. Now, although the walls are cut away, you can't really tell, but you need to go around here to the next level. This entire chateau is just a huge maze, and there's all kinds of things that you have to be careful for, but that's the door we want. Okay, we do not have this activated, but we do have the keystone. Now we could have gone upstairs. There is one more thing to get if you wanted to go upstairs. We'd actually have to go up the stairs to show it. We're going to go right on through. Okay. Now, over here on this side, and I'm just going to make sure that there's no traps, you're going to see that here are the relics. This is one of the relics we need, and here's something else. Now, if you come over here and you take this, which we're going to do, you're going to see that it's going to cause a little bit of a problem. See, that was no problem right there, but it's frozen on me. No, it hasn't. That's kind of weird. Normally it does something different. Let's see. I'm surprised it let us do that. Normally what happens is it activates traps that will actually be right here. But apparently it just didn't happen. I've never had that occur before. Alright, so we're going to go through this bedroom. There is a relic here on the bedstand you want to collect. If by chance you do come through here and you pick these up and you activate the traps, just put something on there. You can put fruit, you can put a book, you can put anything you want, and it'll actually deactivate the trap. Okay, we're going to go through this little room, which actually is just a bathroom. And so if your needs were really low, which his needs are fine, you could actually stop here, use the bathroom. So that's kind of a nice thing. They give you a little, not really it's kind of a relief there. Okay, once you walk through this door, you activate a part of this hidden room. But before you go through that door that's just been revealed, go ahead and collect what's on the nightstand. Now remember, the whole quest was that we were supposed to actually investigate the vault or the cellar. So we need to be going down. And so far all we're doing is going up. Alright, get strong now. You can do it. These little narrow passageways that you don't think, oh, there can be anything there. Actually, there are. Alright, he's got another set of stairs here that he's going to use. Always look back behind the staircase. There could be something hidden. But there's a second set of stairs right here. And then, of course, now we're actually going down into the cellar. So we've got a third set that we're going to go down. Apparently there is another way to access this cellar. Now you see that he stops halfway because the stairs are not actually, they're not all connected because you're on a, you've got a platform or foundation. Okay, we've got this to inspect right here. But when things look too safe or you see little burn marks, be concerned. You can see right here, there is something, and there it is. Okay, that was nice because it did deactivate it. If you didn't do that, you were going to come over here and get burned. You've got two rooms over here, and you can go through both of them, I believe. Yeah. We're going to go through this first room here on this side, and I see that we have found what we're looking for. Go right over to the chest and collect it. Alright, we're going to take these items because that is actually the keystone that now we're getting the message we need to go back to China. Now you can look in here and see what you've got. It's just another little tiny room. It's just a bathroom. And then of course if you open this little door, you have your shower. So sometimes the rooms are no big deal. This is important right here because you now have every type of grape at your disposal. So every grape that you can get in France, I believe it's represented here, or at least a big variety of them. So I go ahead and I just have him start harvesting all these grapes. You can come back whenever you come back on any of your adventures and you can do this. Problem is you're going to have to go through and check one by one to see which ones can be harvested and which ones cannot. And it'll change, so the next trip we come, it may be different ones we can harvest. But I like to just pick up what I can while I'm here, because there's no guarantee that we're going to get back to it. Again, the one that I showed you out by the nectary, that's also a good one. And all throughout the tombs in France, you're going to get tons of opportunities to collect. Okay, if you look along these walls, you want to make sure that there's no hidden doors or hidden passageways. I don't believe there are any in this room. Oh, he was hungry. He decided to eat, and that just broke my chain. Why did you do that to me? Okay. And of course, you can look at all the different types if you want. I just collect. I know that they're all important. They're good ones that we can use for nectar making, which is a skill that he would probably want to learn eventually. Okay, I think we've gotten all of them clicked. All these. Okay. Yeah, we got all of these. Alright, so once he finishes collecting, then we're going to send him back across into this door. And you can see that it's almost connecting. It's not quite connecting to this room, but there's something else over here. And it's just a nice little hidden door. This is going to take us right out into the next area, which makes it easy. We don't have to go back through that entire process again of getting out of here. Again, it goes back to every tomb always has an easy access out. They always give you some little exit to make it easier for you so that you don't have to go through the whole process of backtracking. Before we do that, before we leave, you always want to check to make sure, because remember when I said there's always something. It may not be anything really valuable, but there's something hidden, usually towards the end of every one of the tombs. So always keep your eye out. You never know if it's going to be valuable. It might be one of those very rare relics that you just never find. That one's worth something right there. Okay, let's see what's in the other one. Oh, the pile of rainbow gem dust. Okay. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go up these stairs, and you'll find out exactly where you're located. Okay, don't freeze on me. Sometimes that happens when I go from fast speed to slow speed. It's aggravating, but it's just something that you have to deal with every once in a while. And she's really upset. I don't know what she's doing, but well, she's eating. Okay, you can notice right here, you're right outside again. So it's actually, if you could have gone in that way, it would have been pretty nice, but you wouldn't have been able to get all the way through the tomb because you can't open up that back side door until you go through that one little hallway. So he is pretty much done with this adventure. He just needs to check in. I believe he's got to check in. Yeah, report in. Or is that for his new adventure? Oh, you know what? We don't want to report into that one yet. No, we don't want to do that. He just wants to go back to the base camp. If we report in, he's going to send us on a second adventure, which would be the opening adventure to France. The first part is really easy and we could do, but the second part, which is the one that a lot of times I used to miss it in the beginning, it actually needs that boulder smashing tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. I'm going to let him go ahead and go to bed. He is absolutely worn out. And when we pick back up tomorrow, we will actually be heading probably back to Sunlit Tides so that he can actually get back to China and finish up this part of the adventure. So if you like the video, please subscribe, hit like, and I will see you very soon. Bye.